Anna Marola from Adelaide Now, and I'm joined by Greg Moulton from one of the state's leading real estate agents, Brock Harcourts. Of course, we're here to talk about real estate, which is on everyone's lips at the moment. This weekend, the Advertiser 2008 Property Guide came out, so make sure you get your hands on that. But Greg, let's talk about 2007, what happened in real estate and how that will impact this year. 2007
was a fantastic year for real estate. Consumers saw rises of about 24% across the board, so that means our medium house price in Adelaide rose by about 24%. Some areas by a little bit more, some by a little bit less, but all in all the turnover of property, days on market are shorter, and everybody got a good capital gain, so 2007 was fantastic.
How will that roll over into 2008, do you think?
We're expecting a similar year. We're expecting high rises again, and started off very, very strongly. At Brock Harcourts, we burst through the $1 billion mark, which is, in a 12-month period of time, a lot of property sold. But a part of that reason is that the surge in prices has meant the higher prices have pushed through the $1 billion. But 2008 will be great. The only thing that might slow it down a little bit will be the interest rates. If we have more rises than we expect, and we're expecting another 3 of 0.25, if we have one of 0.5 on the way through, that might just slow things down a little bit. But on the whole, another fantastic year.
Excellent. Now, can you reveal to us some of your hotspot suburbs?
Sure, more than happy to. Out in the north, we think Gawler will see some strong capital growth, probably above the average. And Gawler's just a beautiful town. It's full of villas and didn't rise by as much as some of the closer in northern suburbs like Salisbury and Golden Grove, etc. in 07, so we're expecting that to do pretty well. Down south, Christie's Beach, right near a beautiful beach, and again, Morford Vale and some of the other areas close to Christie's really did do a little bit better than Christie's last year. But the fellas that are selling down there is telling me that the turnover's huge, the demand is strong, so we're thinking Christie's Beach. From a rural point of view, Port Augusta, Roxby Downs and Port Pirie and Whyalla all did very well last year. Port Augusta was just left behind for some reason, so with Roxby sort of at its full tote as far as population etc. goes, and they're building madly there, we think some of the overflow might come into Port Augusta. Unley in the east, just as most people know, just a beautiful suburb, villas, tennis courts, swimming pools, fantastic family property all the way through. So there you have it. I'm not sure if there's any others you wanted to know about.
Western suburbs?
Western suburbs, let's see, Mile End and Torrensville probably would be my pick there. Halfway between the beach and the city. Mile End's becoming more cosmopolitan, and again, strong growth last year, but we think that will probably continue through 2008.
Yeah. So for those wanting to get into the real estate industry, there's been some changes to legislation or real estate and getting into the property market. What are those changes, and what should they be aware of? Yeah,
there's a guy called Rao. Started ages ago, 6-7 years ago I guess. He started mucking around with our legislation and trying to protect the consumer, which we think was fair. Michael Brock, our director from our organisation, spent a lot of time with the Real Estate Institute and with Rao and people that took over from Rao on the way through. Just summarising it, the two main changes have been in relation to the way we do auctions. We're now only allowed 3 bids on behalf of our vendors, which I think is fair, just making the process just that bit more transparent for consumers. And I guess the other one is the pricing of property. We've tried very hard to make sure that our salespeople are putting the exact, as close as they can to the right price on property, telling the vendors and showing them all the information and giving them as much backup support information as we possibly can, but also then letting the consumers know as accurately as we possibly can of our expectations. So the legislation's tightened up the pricing of property. Some agents used to put too much on property and get the expectation of the vendor up, or not be quite as honest with the consumer as they should be. So they're probably the two areas in the legislation we've concentrated on anyway.
Really important stuff, and if people want to find out more, they can actually blog live with Greg on Monday. So get on to adelaidenow.com.au and start posting your questions, and Greg will be there to answer them. And don't forget the 2008 Advertiser Property Guide, which is out this weekend. Greg, thanks for your time.
No, thank you.